Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Claude Shirati, and thank you very much for watching the News and Humor show on Monday nights. And as usual, I've got my guest, Vincent Tshaka, and you'll find out more about what we're commenting this week in just a moment. All right. Good evening, Vincent. How are you today?
I'm good, Clyde. How are you doing? It's been sorry to the audience we haven't been on for the last week or
We,
so, but we're back.
yeah. Yes, we're sorry that we couldn't be on air last week, but we're back. And yes, so there's a few stories that have happened since we last had the show. Maybe let's
Yeah,
start by a
it's
crash story. Somebody has crashed out of politics.
that was a
Teams,
good crash. Good crash. I mean, figuratively and practically. So this is we had what his name is Tim
team.
Smith. Yeah,
Yes.
and he's been one person who has had the most. He said the most disgraceful things throughout his whole career. I think one of the things that really stands out, especially for Black people, was when he called African people gangs. And he was like, Black people are gangs, and now I think he has joined that gang, that drinking gang. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. But he
He's
he
joined the
he was
gang.
really very. He advocated and he was calling the premier a dictator because and I quote, he said, "In Victoria we have a control freak dictator Dan running the show, and you can't even sit down for coffee, let alone have a beer." And then he went and had a lot of beers. Like, he took Dan Andrews' statement of "get on the beers" literally.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah,
So
I don't know.
he
Yep,
got drunk and drove and hit
and
someone's
drove as
house.
a person who is supposed to be an example to the community and an example to young children, and then crashing in someone's house. I think he was double the limit, probably,
Mm.
of his drunkenness, the allowed limits. And then he refused to quit politics when he was asked. I know he's quit now, but he's done that like very disparagingly. Like, I don't think he really wanted to be. If he hadn't said all those things about Black people being in gangs, I would have advised him to go to Africa, and he could still compete. Because those people don't, no matter what they do, they never quit. But too bad for this guy. It's such a shame, but he needed to go. He needed to go.
Well, I suppose we can say welcome to the gang, Mr. Tim. Now
Yep.
we can celebrate your graduation.
Oh, now when we see him on the street, we can treat him like any other person, and he can know how it feels to be part of the gang.
All right, yeah, and we hope that his boss, the liberal guy, what's his name? Guy, yeah, his name
Guy
is actually Guy,
is
Mafia
actually
Guy.
called Guy as well.
He's gonna he's gonna learn the story, and he's not gonna come up and starting to tell people all these things about gangs because that's I found the Liberal Party to be an actual gang anyway. They just have
Yes.
suits.
It is a
Um,
gang filled of old white men. Maybe that's what they should call his bikie gang, old white men.
all right,
Absolutely.
man.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So another story, basically, it's been about a week or so that Melbourne is back in terms of shops opening and
Yep.
We even had the races. So life starting to go on again in Melbourne.
Life is back in Melbourne. A lot of things have happened. We had the Melbourne Cup, which was really interesting. Apparently, they're giving people lunch vouchers to so that people can go back in the city. And we had Big Brother started last week as well. Now,
Mm.
I don't know if you watch Big Brother there yourself.
No, I don't watch Big Brother, man. It's been a long time since I think I only watched the very first episode, and then I never went back to it.
I think the only time I watched Big Brother was when they brought Big Brother Africa. And I think I watched one season of it. But Big Brother is back as well. And I don't know. The thing about this is not even happening now. So this is a pre-recorded show. And they recorded this, I think, last year. And during the middle of the pandemic. So during the filming, they couldn't allow Australians to come back. Australians were not allowed back. There were about 15,000 Australians who were stuck overseas, but they gave exemptions to some celebrities from the US to come and
Mm.
film the show. And the thing is, like, why is it so important to have a celebrity in a show while we had people, Australians, who wanted to come back to their own country and they couldn't? The irony of this all is a lot of people usually call government big brothers and
Mm.
or big brother, and this show is called Big Brother, and I guess this is a case of where Big Brother helped Big Brother stopping Big Brothers from coming. You know what I'm saying, brother? You know,
I get it, man. It's a big brother helping another big brother.
it's a
You
big
know.
brother because the celebrities were from America, so and that's another Big Brother of Australia anyway.
So
So
they're all in a big brother business.
they're all in the Big Brother business, and now we're watching people, which is really ridiculous. So it is a nice show, I guess, but I've just never understood it. I've never understood reality TV where you're sitting somewhere in your house watching people doing the things that you should have done yourself. You know, that's I'd rather go and remove my eye sockets, I don't know, using a spoon or something instead of watching Big Brother.
All right. Well, I'm sure there are people out there who are having fun watching Big Brother. And I think was it last year or the year before that there was actually an African person who
Yes,
won
I
Big
was gonna
Brother.
say that there was that African lady who went to the show, which was I think I watched it for like 5 seconds, and then I was like, yeah, no, still. But good on them for doing it.
All right. Okay. And then about a week or so ago in America, there was a passenger assault.
Yes,
The passenger assaulted a flight attendant, and American Airlines diverted the jet after that assault.
and this
Now,
has been
let's.
happening.
I was
Yeah,
just gonna put a little video that from an American TV channel that explains
okay.
that story, and then we'll come back to that in a moment.
Wayne Airport. This
Yeah.
is where that plane was headed, coming from New York yesterday when it had to be diverted to Denver, allegedly because of this man. Let's show you some video. This man was arrested in Denver. He was a passenger on the plane who allegedly attacked one of the crew members. Here is what some passengers say they were told by other crew members about what happened.
This guy was in either business class or first class. Halfway through the flight, all of the lights came on, and the captain asked for two able-bodied men to come to the front, which automatically is like alarming. And he let us know we were going to be making an emergency landing in Denver. Based off what the flight attendant said, she said that the flight attendant was punched in the face twice, and her nose was broken, so she needed to get off and go to a hospital, and the police needed to get on and arrest the man.
Okay.
In a statement, American Airlines said, "We are outraged by the reports of what took place on board. Acts of violence against our team members will not be tolerated."
Okay, so that's
That
kind
was
of a story
yeah.
there.
That's been really shocking. Apparently this guy did not want to wear a mask. That
Mm.
was his big issue. And you can tell cheap people. You don't fly business class and then start punching people. That's for economy class and
Behaviors.
people. Yeah, for normal people. So look, there's twofold to this story. One, I mean, as bad as it is, like a man punching a female attendant, that's just a no anywhere. I think violence against anyone, male or female, is not acceptable. But doing it on a flight is scary after everything else that people have gone through, 9/11, and and all those people getting hijacked on a plane. Now, in
Mm,
America, this has been a trend that's been happening for the last, I think last year since the corona started. Now, you can't take a water bottle on a flight. You can't take like even your favorite perfume if it's more than 50 millimeters on a flight, but
mm,
or even sharp objects. But this has happened a couple of times where people who were on flights have had to be restrained by duct tape.
mm.
Like I don't know who travels with duct tape. I don't know what they're trying to fix on a plane or what they're trying to stick around, but they've been kind of arresting people with duct tape. Like he was duct tape. I don't know if this was a Bob the Builder flight or something. I'm not so sure what they were doing. just
Or
just
maybe
taking duct
maybe the captain himself was Bob the Builder.
Probably, but I don't know what goes into someone's mind to have duct tape in their bag or where they get it from on a flight. But yeah, this guy was arrested by duct tape, and I think he's going to face a lot of charges.
Yeah,
It's either that or the way you're on a train sometimes, and where you want to go, there's no station.
yeah, yeah.
And so this guy just decided, I want to go to Denver, and the only way for me to go to Denver is probably just start a fight.
That's
'Cause
right.
yeah, it was
Because
really.
anyone in their right mind would probably think, well, there's nowhere to run if you start a fight on a flight.
Oh yeah,
You eventually get caught, arrested, and go straight to jail when you land.
and he's lucky.
Um,
He's lucky.
so-
There's not a lot of. I think if I was on the flight, I would have just put him over my knee and spanked him the whole way through. It is dangerous. I don't want to feel. I don't want to panic like that on a flight. And yeah, like you're saying, you can't go anywhere. Wherever that flight was going to go, he was going to get arrested. Look at him there. He looks like Hannibal Lecter. Just a very disturbed human being.
he looks very angry.
He
So
looks very angry. Yeah, he
I
looks
don't know
very,
what's
very
making him
angry.
so angry.
He's
Anyway,
gonna he's gonna have a lot of Christmases in jail to think about that.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
Well, you talked a little bit about Big Brother before, but I
yeah.
suppose it's not. We probably don't need to come back at it, but I wanted to come back on the choice of some of the VIP guests there, which is
Yeah.
a bit funny in my view. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Big Brother, but
Yeah.
I think this year the choice of this celebrity was kind of weird, isn't it?
Exactly, because I think a lot of people. All right, so let's. I'm just trying to remember who was in the cast for this year, and
There's quite a few of them, and I mean, there's this what's the name? The father. Oh, I mean, he's no longer male. She is now a female. Uh,
oh yeah. So let's
the
see. So I'm looking at the cast there, and Amarosa, who's a political eyed and very someone who doesn't like Dave Chappelle doesn't like her very much. And it I don't know if most of them are even there's a few Australians, but
yes.
there's also a lot of people who are from overseas. So Kathleen Jenner is coming into the show.
Okay.
And I don't know
Yeah.
it's
That's Kathleen Jenner who.
yeah,
Uh,
or as people still want to call him Bruce, which is is very controversial. I know, because people say you have to respect other people's choices of who they want to be called. So he's she's a man now, but with very controversial views for even someone who's decided to become transgender. She still has
mm,
a boyfriend. She does not believe in same-sex marriage as well. So I don't even know why she decided to become a woman if she doesn't believe in marriage in the first place. So very controversial there. But I think, again, this is a part of those things that I call trying to be. For me, she's like somebody who's just trying to look for
Some
fame.
opportunity.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know what I mean. You've
Yes.
lost your chance, so now you're looking for anything to make you become relevant. Because
And
people who actually are relevant would not be doing these shows. If she did it from the bottom of her heart because she felt like she was a woman and she wanted to be that, joining Big Brother is not the way to go.
well, that's there's a lot of things that can be said in there, but we don't want to be controversial. People make their choices
No,
and whatever.
you don't want to be cancelled. Who would be cancelled?
But sometimes I want to pick a fight sometimes and say a few things controversial.
Look, it's not even about trying to say things controversial. I think we've become we're in an age where a few people get sensitive and they want everyone to be sensitive as well.
That's right.
Where we're being controlled by everyone, and you tomorrow you wake up and you decide to call yourself a white man, and then we're all saying, but Shadi, you're black, and then you get a lot of
Then
black
it's a
people.
problem.
Yeah, and then it's like, why don't you respect me for being white? It's like, Shadi,
I'm
shut up.
just I'm just white in a shady type of color, but it
Yeah,
doesn't
no,
matter.
just get on the beers. Get on the beers.
Okay, well, that's something good to discuss now. And then there's Kochi who got shocked on Channel 7 Sunrise when he learned that he was the only one who was having shower before going to bed every day, every
I
night.
don't even know why Koshi is shocked about that. Why people don't shower? It's just the truth. Again, it's not a blanket statement, but I don't know. Yeah, that sounds like really surprising that he got surprised that white people do. Some white people don't shower as much because Aston Kutcher, who was in the 70s show, said like he probably takes a bath only once a week. And there were other celebrities and other, people who have made a lot of money because of the lockdown. They say they do not take a shower. I remember not taking a shower when I was younger, but I had my ass whooped all the time. I,
Absolutely.
you
That's
know,
something
I
I
remember.
remember as well.
Yeah. So what I used to do, because my parents used to be very strict,
Yes.
we were allowed after school, we'd come home and we'd go play. And then because we didn't want to have a shower, we'd just use Vaseline and just lotion our
Covered.
bodies. And
Yes.
then your dad looks at your ankles and he asks you that one question, did you shower? It's like, yeah. It's like, really? And he points at your ankles. But again, this is first world problems, things that where water is all accessible, people come up with excuses for not doing that. And I think there was a time I had someone make an argument about it and said, if you take a shower every day, then you're removing the bacteria that is supposed to protect your skin. Again, you know what I mean? So what are you saying about people who don't have water? That they shouldn't shower. So it's this that one was it was a very iffy story. It was very funny to me. It smelled funny, but I think it's just people who did not take showers that's what I was smelling.
I suppose white people are notoriously known for not taking
There,
a
there,
lot of
there is a lot
showers.
of people that don't do that. We had to wash one guy in high school with a brush, like literally cleaned him with those brushes you find in car washes because he had not taken a shower for about 2 weeks, and he started to think very bad. So, moral of this story is, I think we need to take care of ourselves, both internally and externally. And having a shower should not be an issue in a country where water is not a problem.
Yeah,
You know, so
absolutely.
yeah. And summer is coming. I used to drive Ubers, man, and people used to get into my car sometimes, and I was like, no, I can't do this. I can't. You know, just yeah. Like seriously, there's some disgusting people out there.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And the funny thing is, many of them don't realize how bad
No, they
they
think it's
smell. So
normal. They think it
yes.
is normal. It's not. It's not.
But funny thing, while we're here, some white guys think black guys smell, and then we think white guys smell.
Um, no, we don't think. We know. We know. I think they think, but we know, which
We
is
know.
very different.
I remember having that discussion like this with a friend because everybody thinks they say, you know, we know the white guys they smell, and then the white
Yeah.
guys think the black guys
Yeah.
smell. So anyway, everybody has their own particular smell, and
And exactly that, and that
yes.
is very true. It doesn't matter where you're from. There is an aspect of, I wouldn't say it's not cultural. Like people have different smells, you know. And we know that there's some communities because they cook with a lot of chili, they smell in a different way.
Yes.
You know, there's some people who cook with different spices that smell in a different
Garlic.
way. So everyone's got a smell, but I think there's a smell of not showering that is just a no to everybody. Like I don't mind if someone's smelling like curry, I'm okay with that. But if you're smelling of sweats,
Yes, that's a
2
different
weeks,
business.
3 weeks sweat is a whole different smell to me.
Okay, all right. And then in New South Wales, a policeman jailed a woman who didn't make an eye contact and smile at him.
That's I don't know. Look, we find cops sometimes have this power trip, right? They feel like they have a power. I was watching this video today in America where this policeman just stamped on a black guy on his back for no reason. He just thought he had a gun, even when this guy was not doing anything, you know. And we find that these are things that happen everywhere in the world. It's not an American thing where cops feel like they are owed an explanation. So this cop,
actually, let's just play the video from Channel 7 that shows actually what happened. It's really interesting.
Video now showing the moment a transgender woman was allegedly assaulted by a police officer. The senior constable has defended the use of force, but admitted what he wrote in a police report was very different from what actually happened.
It's a scuffle through a Liverpool pub, ending in a nearby apartment lobby with force. But Senior Constable Mark Anthony Follington says it was justified because trans woman Anya Bradford looks suspicious. People who avoid eye contact, through my experience, they have a warrant. When there's no eye contact, it looks like they're hiding something. There wasn't a warrant for Anya's arrest. Still, officers attempted to block her. She then took off. Follington says he was kicked in the groin twice before she again escaped. They caught up with her, wrenched her out of the elevator and against the wall. She'd been tasered and copped capsicum spray to the face. She was argumentative, swearing, screaming out, "You grunts." Asked why he continued to use force instead of helping her, "I don't carry tissues, I carry handguns." Follington wrote a police report and charged Anya with assaulting police and resisting arrest, except his version didn't match the video. On that day, the adrenaline was pumping. "I wrote what happened to the best of my memory." Mark Anthony Follington was the senior officer during that alleged unlawful assault. An internal police investigation into his partner, a probationary constable, found no further action be taken against the junior officer.
Wow, no further action to be taken against the officer who actually blatantly lied and manufactured a report.
Exactly, and doing that to a person as if they don't matter, they don't have dignity. Like I don't need to look at someone's eyes. In fact, when I look at people's eyes, they look away. You know, a lot of
So
people usually.
you know what? I'll start looking at your eyes now. Every time you don't look at me, I would say you got a warrant, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need to look into your eyes. Like, this guy was just on a power trip. This was the very definition of a power trip. And like, imagine if his job was to arrest birds and pigeons, they look like this every time with one eye. Like, how many warrants would he have to to give out? It's such a sad situation where a person, and in Australia, we're not even talking America. Like, this guy should just go to America. It's like he's got the best training already for what would I call? I don't want to use BS. Let's not use the full word, but he's got the biggest BS story ever to happen, and say that he did not know what he was doing, or he was scared. Scared by what, man? Scared by what? You've got you're in Australia, you carry a gun. People are very polite. If you tell them to stop, they stop. So I think this guy just needed to arrest a pigeon, and it's disgusting. It is very disgusting.
But the thing that I find surprising is that the police, as an organization, didn't find that what he did was serious enough to warrant some sort of disciplinary action.
No, he got. I think his case is still going on, and he did get disciplinary action. I think he got fired, but the junior constable, because when you're still in training, you have to follow the directions of your senior.
Yeah, now I get it. Yes.
So the junior constable, if your boss tells you to jump, you jump. But it's supposed to be the big one who tells you, like, this is how we do
right that.
We do the job. Yeah. So the junior constable, he got I wouldn't say he got away with it, but he did not get as a severe punishment as his senior. Yeah. So I hope he learns from it, though, as a junior, to know not how to treat people, and he's able to do a better job next time.
Okay. Well, that is it for this week. Obviously, there are a lot of things that are happening out there, and we may not have time for everything, but at least we got a few of these that give us the opportunity to look at the funny side of many things that happens in life and in the news.
There's a lot that's happening right now, especially like what's happening in Kenya. So we'll have a lot of stories next time, a little bit from Africa and international, and hopefully even look for the funnier sides of it. I think today's topics are a little bit heavy, but we'll still look for whatever's interesting and whatever's funny. And I think things that we should be having an opinion about, like, especially having members of parliament drinking and police hitting and arresting people for no reason. We need to bring those stories to the light.
Absolutely. And we can ask you guys watching, if you come across any funny story out there, feel free to send us the links via inbox, and maybe you even have some funny stories of you that you went for yourself in your own experience. We'll be happy to get you to share that with us. We want to see this show become more interactive with the community. We got a lot of jokes out there in the community from many African blogs. There's a number of jokes, for example, that have to do with how we interact with other people in the community. Some of us, when we come into this country, some of the questions we get asked about where we come from and all that sort of thing. So we'd invite people to contact us and see if we can get some of the stories and be able to spend some good time on them.
Exactly.
All right, that's it for now, folks. Vincent Tshaka, thank you very much, and
thank you very much.
I'll see you next Monday night.
Definitely, I will be here. See you next Monday.
Right. Thank you. And
bye.
As usual, we ask you watching to like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you, as we said, have a funny story or have heard something, or if you also have something that you want to share with the community, we encourage you to contact us. We'll see if we can provided with a platform. Until next time, stay blessed and stay safe. Thank you very much. Bye.